2, 1.
Okay.
We're at Gotham!
Gotham Newsstand. Come on by. Located on Broadway, North Broadway.
1010 Broadway.
1010 Broadway, yes. I got the number for a second.
Okay.
We got a lot of good stuff today. I have zines, I have stickers, I have buttons, and I have prints. These stickers will work really well on hydro flasks. No endorsement, by the way. And I can even sign a copy of one of my zines.
Yeah.
If you like.
And then we got...
And then Gotham Newsstand Comic Group has a handful of items out. We've actually sold low on some of them, so I only have Suspense Stories of the Silent #1.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah! Who doesn't want that?
#2 is at the printers.
Yeah. Awesome.
What's the release date on that one? #2. What's the release date?
You know, they said Monday they'd give me a proof of it, and my email inbox has not seen the proof yet. So.
Not yet. So soon. Hopefully soon.
The goal is free comic book day, but I'm not stressed if it ain't here by then.
It'll show up when it shows up.
Yeah.
It'll be like Christmas Day when it shows up. Don't miss out. You don't want to miss out. Don't
It
do
goes
it.
sideways and everything, y'all.
It does.
Look,
Check this out. You gotta look at this.
Yeah. It's like sideways.
I'm not even this clever,
Whoa,
folks.
Yeah, sideways. Whoa.
Oh my God, look
but
at
then
that.
you turn it upside down, but then, how are you supposed to read this thing? Figure it out.
So if you're reading it on a train, people are gonna look at you like you're crazy because
You'll just be moving it up and down. Don't you need a prop to make yourself seem crazy?
I gotta
mean,
stand in my hand and read it. Exactly.
Most people can do that on their own, but I help them. I help them look crazy.
Exactly. Meanwhile with this, it's like, I'm boring. You're just reading it like a regular book.
Oh no!
I should've
No,
been
well,
smarter.
you did it backwards.
Yeah, there's a back. Look, it's backwards on the back. Look, you got the front right there, and then I like to be different. I made it backwards. Isn't that cool?
Oh, so it's like it went through every page. Wow.
And even better than this, if you have some crayons handy, it's in black and white, so you can even color it in yourself like a coloring book. You can make my characters any color you like. You can make them magenta, aquamarine, or if you have some highlighters, chartreuse. You can even blend colors because that's cool too.
Chartreuse marine.
You can do that. You can do whatever. Make it your own, kinda. Also, it's not for kids. It's recommended for mature audiences and readers because it is filled with cussing and innuendos and things like that. So, parents,
but it's not going to
for
explode
kids.
their eyes if they accidentally look at it.
No,
Don't
they're
let
not.
them read it.
There's worse things I think a kid can look at on the internet or whatever than one of my comics. There's like...
So adults would love being here is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. Come bring the kids. Bring the kids, right?
You thought I was going to point there.
No, can a kid read this? Can a little kid read that? Do you think?
You know, they might like it a lot, and there's nothing that would be a problem. There's like a dude playing 6 arms playing guitar.
That's okay. I like that.
That's okay, yeah?
Yeah, I can look at that.
I don't think they get the deep themes, but I mean, I don't know if adults would either, so...
So it's kind of up to the reader of whether or not they're going to get it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really not kid-friendly about it, but I can't say I made it with a kid's consciousness in mind. Because I feel like there's a difference if you're consciously making things to, like, instruct a kid how to be an adult almost.
Right.
Well, what's the function of kids' comics compared to adult comics? What would you say is the...
Kids' comics nowadays are kind of dumbed down. They assume kids are stupid. So, like, not
so
all
they're
of them.
kind
Not
of
all
just,
of them.
they're
Not
meant to
all of them.
distract them. So
Yeah.
the purpose of a kid's comic is to distract them. So
Basically.
the parent has a babysitter.
Basically,
Kinda?
yeah, it's like TV or the internet or, like phones or whatever.
So this shit will not babysit you.
But it's great because you're also, I assume you're not going to open it up and see like TNA or anything like that.
Oh, well,
you're not going to see anything like that.
I feel like nudity is a line I wouldn't want to cross in this.
No, you don't
universe.
want, yeah.
Because, like, when you see that happen in a comic, suddenly everyone could be naked at any moment. And so there's this weird tension, and it's like...
But it's like real life, when I'm not here, I could be in the bathtub right now, completely stark naked like the day I was born. You never know. That's why you gotta knock first, just kind of see what's going on.
So please knock when you go to Jay's house.
Please do. And just so you know, you can also read my comics online for free. That's right, free. You can go on squeak.com, that is SKWEAQ.com. It's run by Tumblr, or you can go on comicfury.com, just type in squeak.
Oh, Comic Fury, sounds fun.
That is honestly the best way to read it, because there's an archive link at the very top of the page, It has all the chapters there, so if you want to skip around to your favorite chapter or page, you can do that. It's very user-friendly. That's comicfury.com. Look up Squeak on that.
Oh, that's
It's a good time waster. There's a lot of really good comics on there as well.
I feel like the way you read past episodes of webcomics is oddly not treated well by the web cartoon interfaces. It's like, that's like how you start at volume 1, and everyone that looks at the new one is going to want to go back.
Yep.
You really need to have a good interface to do the archive. Yeah.
You need to have an archive.
That's important.
Because it's like watching a TV show. Like, there are some episodes that are like... like, I want to sleep through it because I think they're boring. But then there are some episodes of certain shows that are just great. You know? Why do I have to watch the boring episodes, the filler episodes, unless they're good filler episodes, if I just want to cut to the good stuff? You know? It's like listening to music. Like, what, did Kiss do a disco album? Come on, who listens to that crap? Nobody wants to listen to...
It's called Kissco. Everyone loves the disco Kiss.
Nobody wants disco
Dude, you
Kiss.
don't want Gene Simmons on roller skates crashing on stage and injuring himself? Come on.
Yeah, okay, I do kind of want that. You got me there. But it's like if Guns N' Roses did a disco album. You're going to listen to that? You're going to listen to that? Is anybody here going to listen to that? No, you're not going to listen to that. That's...
What if they made a song about, like, rain in China?
That would be a bad idea, wouldn't it? Oh, man.
I mean, it might take them a while.
Just a minute or two. It's like, I mean, come on. It's like if Queen did a disco album. No one will listen. Oh, wait. They did do that.
I think weren't they kind of like disco proto?
They were like a hard rock band. They were like...
Oh, they were
kind
hard
of
rock
like...
at the time.
Yeah, they
They
were
were
like...
glam rock.
They were like glam, like kind of like T-Rex, kind of like The Sweet a little bit when they first started. But then, like, for some reason in the 80s... Freddie Mercury just wanted to be disco. He wanted to be like Michael Jackson or something. And it's like, it wasn't good. It just wasn't that good.
So you didn't like The Wiz? That was the one, right?
The Wiz? The Wiz? You mean with Michael Jackson? The movie?
Oh,
The Wizard of Oz joint? I like The Wiz. I think it's cool. I like The Wiz.
I'm going to totally spout out random things because I actually don't watch much movies.
You know?
No.
Not a movie guy.
I literally thought Queen was Wiz until you said Michael Jackson. I'm like, you know, Michael Jackson.
No, I'm talking about the band. No, movies like
Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon is the one Queen.
Queen, yes.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon.
And Metropolis too. They
And
did.
they did a
Metropolis?
The remake.
Yeah,
Disco Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, so back in the 80s they did that. They re-released Metropolis. I think it was like an anniversary, but they got like, I think Debbie Harry was on it. I think, don't quote me on that. But I know Freddie did a song on that. I think, who else did a song? A lot of like 80s pop heads were on that one. It's pretty cool.
Guns N' Roses, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they would be. I don't know if they would.
I mean, what is more Guns N' Roses than a Metropolis?
Exactly. But it's cool though because this was back when Metropolis wasn't a complete movie. You know, they still had 20 minutes of the movie still missing. Now it's
I forgot
like
that about its history.
Yeah, but now you can actually get the more complete version of it to watch. It's actually really cool. It's really neat. Granted, the film is kind of grainy. And
No, I love just putting it on and like
cool.
not paying attention to Metropolis, honestly.
Yeah, it makes good background noise. It's a great looking movie too. It's probably one of the best looking movies ever.
And it's in public
history.
domain now, so you can just publish it and say, I did this.
I can talk about it all day long with no problem. Exactly. Like,
well, I guess you can't use the trademark material. You can use the characters or
you can do that, but it's like.
Do you know the distinction between trademark and public domain copyright?
To my knowledge, I think like if all parties are like dead or something, or like after 100 years, I think it has to be like after 100 years of like. What is it? 90-something years. So it's like how Steamboat Willie recently went in the public domain. Like I could probably do a little Steamboat Willie on these and it'll be no problem. But I can't like make his shoes or his shorts red because that's still under copyright.
Well, and you also couldn't republish an existing Steamboat Willie animation called
exactly
because that's the trademark.
That's trademark
versus copyright.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
It's a weird. It's a weird gray area with stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
it's like the idea of it is free, but not the form.
Yep.
But you know, isn't the idea of something its form in some ways? But it isn't.
You would think. But...
You know, I was rereading my Boreheads.
Yeah.
There are as many nouns as there are philosophies in the universe, which is to say, almost infinite. Because this is a shelf, but it's also a book holder. So just another.
This is a wall, but it's also a book holder.
Book holder.
Exactly.
So you can always apply a different point of view to something to create another philosophy about any object, and that changes what the object is even.
So these aren't just tables right now. These are a book holder.
I think they're actually hiding our lack of dignity.
Probably. They probably are. I'm not going to doubt that one. So that's what. And the said books that we have on these, tables, they're also for sale.
And that is what we want you to do, I think.
This is not a museum run, so come on down. You can bring one of our books, buttons, whatever, home to you, and then you can use one of my zines as a coaster. I promise you, they will make great coasters. Prints, you can frame them up, put them in the baby's room.
I have to say, Jay, there's no comics like yours that I've ever read.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You mean that?
I honestly mean that. There are no slacker romance, like anthropomorphic funny animal stories.
Or at least anymore. I can't be the first one to do that.
I feel like you know the niche, but even as a comic store owner, I haven't encountered like this flavor,
You know, it's crazy because it's like, I didn't think I was doing anything new. Or
really?
At least, like, no, I did. I just make like, okay, so the black and white.
So you were just doing what came to mind.
I was drawing what came to mind. Like, a lot of this it's all low-brow, kind of immature humor, and because I grew up in the 90s. Come on, gross out humor was everywhere.
Yeah, no.
So it's
it's
like very
slacker sitcom.
Yeah,
almost,
so that's what I was trying to go for. And it's funny because I've had some readers tell me, hey, if Nickelodeon did adult cartoons, this could be a Nickelodeon adult cartoon. And I'm like, why did Nickelodeon do that? Because Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, why didn't Nickelodeon do it? If anybody over there at Nick is listening on this, give me a call.
I don't know if you know about what happened to Nickelodeon's executives lately.
Oh, no, never mind. Hey, never mind. We're going to nix that. No. Whoops. Gotta brush that one under the rug.
No, it's funny, though, because,
it's unfortunate, but, oh, my God, you can't trust anybody these days. You can trust me. You can trust Peter.
Honestly, it reminded me of that crazy Justin Bieber video, Mr. Lonely. And someone showed that to me, and I didn't really watch that video. But
which one was that one? I'm not familiar with that one.
It's the one where he's a kid in the dressing room, or where there just is a kid, but then the kid ages in the dressing room, and then he goes out and performs, and nobody cares what he's actually doing, and then he's watching himself.
That's almost an unfortunate progression or de-progression of an artist almost.
That's a weird point about it.
That's what that is. It's like when you see what happened to Macaulay Culkin after he grew up and how he just wasn't doing well, or even like Corey Feldman or whatever, his child stars. It's kind of upsetting.
And that's what the song's lyrics are about. It's like he did all this stuff for like fame and attention, but everyone was just paying attention to him being famous, not who he actually was.
Yeah, people didn't they were more obsessed with the artist and not the art behind the artist. It's kind of like how
it's kind of like the idea of kids' comics meaning to distract instead of like present.
Yeah, like people don't care about the meat and bones of the actual, like what's in between the covers. They just care about what's on the cover. It's like buying a CGC comic, because you're only buying it for the cover. You don't care about the contents or what flows in between the cover, because there's cool stuff in there. There's cool stuff in comics. Look at all these up here. Look at all these comics. There's cool stuff in these comics.
I feel like so many people just don't realize there's a whole world between the pages, because a lot of kids come in and it's crazy, but they're like badgered by their parents to want a comic to buy. Like as a retailer, watching a parent go with a kid, it's like, why are you having to beg your kid to get ice cream?
Kids should just want that. Kids should just want ice cream. I mean, like, I'm 31 years old and I still want ice cream. It's like, it's not hard. If you make something good, people are going to want it. It's like every book in this room. These are all good books. Even if it's something I'm not into, these are all good books. People buy them.
Except for that one.
That one. I don't know about that one. That one over there, I'm not sure about. Oh, wait, what's that one next to it? Okay, maybe there are some bad books, but you know what I mean. There's
I have to thank you for joining me on this improv interview.
Of course, no problem.
I feel like we got on some good topics.
This is good.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I think so too. I gotta agree. Yeah. And just
I kind of want to publish a transcript of this edited as like a zine that is just
please
really?
Do that.
Hey,
we're gonna talk. This is like pre-business lingo. We got contracts to sign,
so come on down to Broadway.
Yeah.
This actually might happen. But I just want to talk a little bit about the shop a little bit.
Sure,
we're talking about us, but
what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Like, there's so much good stuff here. Like even behind me, look, there's stuff I've never even heard of, but it still looks really cool.
Pick up Viewfinder right now.
This one right here?
Yeah, it's the best book in the store. I love this book.
That's a beautiful cover.
Right?
I know nothing about this, but this was my first time
that is a kid's book, but it's not meant to just be a babysitter.
Really, but look at how beautiful this cover is right here. I love the blues and the purples. This is expert color
the coloring,
right
because the red is the middle ground and the yellow in the background.
And you're drawn to that, like what's going on
which
in
is
here.
the focal point.
It's like, have you ever seen the movie Hereditary, where there's that treehouse and it starts glowing? It okay, it's probably not like Hereditary actually, but you know what I'm saying. There's that spooky treehouse, and you go in the treehouse, and there's some crazy nonsense going on. But
what's going to be on the other page?
Oh, look, what's even, like, what's on the back? Look, you got
it's a magic camel.
There's a cat. There's a cat.
There's a cat there.
I think, actually, there are cats here, too, right? There are somewhere. They're hiding, right?
They're all upstairs.
Oh, so they don't want to deal with this nonsense. They don't want to deal with us talking and
no, they actually told me they wanted to poop in my house. So that's what they told me. So I'm like,
no, they gotta go outside. They gotta go outside. Oh my God, look at this. There is nothing I love more than opening up a graphic novel, a comic book, and seeing space. It's why I love. It's why I love Jack Kirby. It's why I love, EC comics from the 50s. Wally Wood. They draw space so well. But look at this, like. Yeah. That is beautiful looking. That is so. If I had this book as a kid, I probably would read it every day.
It's wordless. It's beautiful. It's not meant for.
Is it all wordless? Yeah. Is it all completely like just? That's got to be hard to do. Like telling a story without words. And this is a pretty lengthy book. How many pages is this? This has to be like.
Yeah, and look how much detail's been put into the rendering and the brush strokes.
Yeah, like you don't need words at all. Like this is just an absolute beautiful, beautiful looking book.
Oh, that is really cool.
Like, it kind of reminds me of Maurice Sendak, where if you took the words out of his books, they tell the story just as well, even with the words there. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pick this up later. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at that.
Well,
and this is good for all ages.
Appearance fee, that's a book.
See, right? We'll see.
We'll see. I didn't know there was a fee. Maybe you'll find a better one.
What else?
That Mickey Mouse is a really good one.
This is crazy. Mickey's Craziest Adventures.
Yes. Not just adventures, it's his craziest adventures.
Look at those end papers.
Look at that.
Look at those end papers.
This is not public domain, by the way. This is very much copyrighted.
Oh yeah, you cannot use the red shorts or the yellow things or the gloves. But it's actually an 80s European Sunday strip.
No kidding.
No kidding. It's Fantagraphics republished. Most people, Fantagraphics, they see them as a hipster publisher, but they're a great archive.
They got a lot of good stuff. They publish a lot of excellent stuff.
I love the letterheads.
Look at that. Look at that cartooning. That is not a Mickey Mouse I've ever seen or grew up with.
This one, it's like told like found footage, and Louis Strana is very done some stories in France.
Like look at all this.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild.
This is like
different Disney.
Different. What happened here?
Yeah.
Oh wait, was I tricked? Is it not actually an old 80s thing? Was I tricked?
I was like, somebody let the centipedes get to that one.
Yeah, no, it really is like 1963.
I was like, here, are they feeding you there? Or like, you're eating books now.
Wait, I'm honestly unsure if this is old or new now.
Yeah, when did this come out? Was this found in a basement or something?
Yeah, it is. It is like it is told like found footage.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Like it tells you the story.
I totally did.
And then even gives you a little
copyright 2017. So this is like 1963, the Image series. That's like a fake Silver Age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Wow,
that is so cool.
I even like it more now. I didn't even know that about it.
I'm gonna look that up. Now, hey, Dogman right there. We gotta pick that one
yeah.
up.
Oh, Dogman is perfect. Oh my gosh, who doesn't love Dogman?
Okay.
If you're an adult, you need to check it out.
I'm just gonna say this right now.
Mothering Heights.
This guy, Dave Pilkey. If it was not for this man, I wouldn't be doing any of this.
Dude, me too.
This man was
Captain
a rock star.
Underpants, right?
Captain Underpants.
High five.
Dog man today. But when I was a kid, exactly. But when I was a kid, it was Dog Breath. It wasn't Dog Man. It was Dog Breath. It was the Dumb Bunnies. It was Cat Kong. You ever heard of Cat Kong and Dogzilla? You gotta read. They're hilarious. Dogzilla and Cat Kong by Dave Pilkey. It'll change your life. It changed.
Really, I've only read a couple Captain Underpants and like a couple Dogmen.
You're gonna go down a rabbit hole later.
After this is I've always felt like this. I was an adult and I only read these by chance, but I should seek these out intentionally.
You got it. Everything this man has done is gold. He is.
Oh, we got a question.
Excellent. Oh, what's the question?
From Comics Doctor. How's the Dr. Hideous on the back? Did you read that? That would be right over here, right next to Cat.
Right? Forbidden Surgeries of the Hideous Dr. Divinus. Yeah, let's check it out, guys. Let's see what's here. It has the title page 3 times.
So it's got to be good. Doesn't want you to forget.
I kind of am worried to turn the pages, though, because it might not be a
Is it not for kids?
I feel like there might be hobo man stuff going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, though. Here.
So the kind of stuff that you see in
Michelle
Canada,
knows.
probably.
Let's let Lulu Banana tell the story. What's up, Lulu?
Well, this is more of a doctor who decides to... it's a story-esque, and he starts not necessarily kidnapping people and doing surgeries and making weird things.
Wow, they even bring flowers to the surgeries.
That's all. I don't want to spoil it, but it's
So is it comedy? Is it horror?
It's more horror,
It's
not
a horror
really.
comedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
really.
But someone does get TP'd. or bandaged. Or bandaged.
It's because he looks like that. Is that why he's covering himself up?
I
Is
think
that the
Comics
same guy?
Doctor is one of our friends. Correct?
I
Hello.
remember Comics Doctor. I knew who that was.
Turkey. Is that him? I can't remember his name. Hello.
Well, thanks so much for calling down a question for the things here. Yeah, we thought we were having an interview, but let's have a Q&A. AMA, ask us anything.
What else is good up here? What's that Melvin monster?
Oh,
up
so
there?
these are
What's
my
that?
picks. This is from Little Lulu's John Stanley, and it's like a spooky
Stardust. Scissor. Comics Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, Cesar. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's another old strip. I know this one is old. It's not going to trick me like Mickey did. And it's like a spooky 50s, like Addams Family era popular.
Oh, hey, no way. Look at that.
It's a really cool thing. I actually really like it. I kind of wish it was bigger though. Like,
Yeah, you
because
probably
it
see
was
a lot
made at a
more.
bigger size actually.
He's sending love from Turkey. Scissor.
That's
Yeah.
pretty far.
I'm really glad you're tuning in, Cesar. I am
Thank you for
doing
tuning
okay.
in.
I
Thank
just
you.
needed to cancel my Facebook. I was becoming this fake version of myself.
So Cesar's from Turkey right now watching,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
pretty
a,
cool.
Oh,
yeah.
let me get his stuff. Let me get his comments. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta see this. We gotta see this.
So,
So anyway, for those just chiming in right now, I'm Jason Muniz, and I am here exhibiting my webcomic series Squeak. That is SKWEAQ, Slice of Life Comedy. If you like slice of life comedy, well, you might like this. I have some zines available. I also have prints, buttons, stickers, and anything here I can scribble something on it. Whether it's my name or a sketch or whatever, you tell me. Just stop on by. We are located at
1010 Broadway!
You want to come by? It's fun. The weather is kind of crappy out because it's
No,
starting
it's
to
just
rain.
as
Or it's
brightening up,
actually
though.
wait, it
It's
is
brightening
brightening. Yeah, earlier it was raining actually earlier.
But heads up to the Comic Doctor.
Oh,
Check
look
it
at
out. We
this. Look
got
at this.
we got the imported Stardust comics you
These
worked
are
on.
from Turkey, right? These
Yeah,
are from,
yeah.
these-
So these have a public domain thing we were talking about earlier because they can be about Stardust. And an amazing artist, Ozan Biloku, I'm going to say his name wrong.
he said awesome.
Yeah. I love his stuff, and I'm so glad he was letting us import them.
Oh, look at this. This is a color version of this.
Yes.
Is-
So there's a more expensive color version and then a black and white. He actually hand cut them too.
Oh, so he's old school. He does zines the old school way. That's cool. I love seeing hand cut zines.
And I have to say, he's just a big old barrel of awesome that gives me good motivation to go forward.
Oh, that is totally rad. I'm totally into that.
Really? Yeah.
You don't see hand cut zines that much. I mean, these are not hand cut zines, but they're just so neat to look at, because zines are supposed to be handmade anyway, at least they used to be.
I know it's our first imported DIY.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
How many local DIYs or even local artists are here? Any San Antonio artists that we have in this room now?
It might seem weird, but I honestly don't have a section right now of it at this store.
Oh,
I
okay.
have a short box at the other store that may have 5 or 6 local guys in it.
And that's located
So,
at
2339 East Evans Road.
Evans Road. There are 2 locations.
And Stone Oak.
Yeah, in Stone Oak.
Not-
I
not
know
too
if
far.
I spend 10 minutes leaving the camera, I can find one example, but why do that?
Exactly. You already got up enough times, right?
Yeah.
You're probably just like sweating. You're like, oh, I need to sit down. So what else we got? We got tons of books I'm looking at. Like I see a
The
lot of
difference,
good stuff here.
yeah, we have sections here and we don't at the other store. So we like have fantasy, science fiction, books about comics, slice of life comics, nonfiction.
Oh, cool. That's so cool. I see some manga up there right next to you. I see some Junji Ito. I like that guy.
Oh yeah, we have I should restock more of his books. Yeah.
Stuff is excellent. Love Junji Ito. Dan Klaus right down there. 8 Ball. That is the Bible for comics right there. 8 Ball by Dan Klaus. Love his stuff. Oh man.
Do you know about the beef Jim Davis and Daniel Klaus had?
No, I don't.
It was from TCJ or the Comics Journal interviews.
Oh my god.
And
Well, I
Daniel
gotta hear
Klaus
this.
said, "Isn't it interesting to watch an artist not develop over 15 years?" When talking about Jim. So the TCJ actually contacted Jim because he was offended enough that this prominent Ghost World artist said that he was like in his interview, "It's called having a studio." Because he did pay people to kind of finish his work. And like Mike Choi said, Garfield is a logo. Garfield is just a handful of lines, and you know what it means, and there's only a couple point of views you ever get. Because it's a kid's comic meant to distract.
Exactly, like what we were just talking about. But also, it's not like Family Circus, where it's just one panel, one stupid line that makes you go, okay, let's go to the crossword puzzles now. Like, not a Family Circus fan. Sorry if there's any Family Circus fans out there. I'm not one of them. But hey, well, look, Gargoyles. Look at that. That was a cool show back in the day. I used to watch that a lot at Toon Disney. What else we got up here?
Actually, I want to call out one thing.
Yeah, what do we
While
got?
you're talking about what's good in this place.
Yeah.
We have all of Rick Veitch's self-published books.
No kidding.
I've had a correspondence with him since 5 years, just really irregular, but he actually cares that a comic store carries his stuff. They're print on demand from Amazon, so it's a little bit of a hassle to get them, and not many stores have them at all.
Oh, here we go. Beautiful black and white.
I actually only know of one store in Brooklyn that has them, and I think that we're one of two retailers. But my favorite book of his is actually Otzi. It really changed my life.
This is like not a standard traditional comic book. Like the panels take up the page.
So they're called panel vision because each page is a panel, and it's different than it being a splash page, of course, because it's trying to tell a sequential story.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like there's a beat of time in between each one that's kind of standard. So if you're familiar with Yuichi Yokoyama's manga, which you might not be, but he really is like, I'm going to show you like every 30 seconds.
Oh wow, that's smart.
And he has this one that's called Travel, and it literally is about a person like getting up and like the drama of what are they getting up from their slumber to do and stuff. But it actually brings a suspenseful story out of like a subway travel moment. But that's what's going on with the panel vision.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that idea. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and sometimes he uses words with panels. In Tombstone Hand, there's dialogue and captions. I believe there might be captions. But Otzi's totally wordless. And it's about a caveman that was cloned, and it's one of my favorite things. Like look, Otzi Fest. That was the page I was looking for, actually. Because they find out how to clone everyone else from cloning the caveman. So he's the reason that Tupac was cloned.
See, this is what happens.
Seriously, you got so angry.
See that right there? Because today is 420. That's what happens when the edible hits. Can I say that? Well, I did.
I was like, nothing stops your language from coming out of your mouth. There's
Just never know what I'm going to say here. Okay, I mean, wow, there's good stuff everywhere. I see Scott Pilgrim up there. I mean, that's a fun one.
Did you watch the Netflix?
I haven't yet.
You really haven't?
I haven't.
I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
Don't spoil it. I probably will
I'm
watch it.
going to spoil the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
They're boring.
What?
They're boring. You're going to be really bored by the first half hour. If you stick it to the end of the first episode, though,
then it's good.
You'll realize that being bored was like a part of the story later. And that's all I'm going to say.
You heard it here first. I didn't even know about this. I knew nothing about this show.
It's not a strict adaptation. It's not a strict adaptation at all. It's a unique story.
So it's like Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, where you're going in expecting Alice in Wonderland, but it's not Alice in Wonderland.
Remember I said I don't watch movies?
You haven't seen that one. You're not missing anything. It's bad. It's actually really bad. I'm sorry for any Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland fans here. It's just not that good. Actually, has anything post Sleepy Hollow been good by Tim Burton?
Big Fish.
I was about to say Big Fish is the only movie of his I love.
You're not a movie person. How do you know?
It's the only movie of his that I've loved.
Pee-wee? Pee-wee?
I've never even seen Pee-wee Herman's Playhouse.
Oh, it'll change your life. Pee-wee's good.
I've seen the show.
Beetlejuice is good. Okay, what? Playhouse?
Because this is weird, because I'm a huge Gary Panther fan, and he's the set designer for the show.
Yeah,
Pee-wee's so I've seen the show, but I still haven't watched the movie, honestly.
And Cyndi Lauper sings the intro.
Shout out to Cyndi Lauper.
Thank you.
Psoriasis is an important issue. Thank you for being an advocate about psoriasis 15 years ago, Cyndi Lauper.
We love you,
yeah,
Cyndi.
We love you, Cyndi.
You do nothing but good stuff. I don't think she's listening in, but if in case she is, or somebody who knows her is, show her the video. Maybe she can come in one day, do a signing. I don't know. That'd be cool. Maybe out of the blue. It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, she had this skin condition called psoriasis that made her uncomfortable performing, and she became an advocate when there wasn't medicine for it. And because there was a famous person attached to it, it seemed like
people started taking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
so I mean, really, shout out to Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, no. You're cool, Cyndi. We love you. But and then I see comic boxes with artwork on them. Like I didn't have those growing up. We had like regular.
You drew your own art on them.
I had to use a marker. I had to take a marker and doodle whatever I wanted on them. Here you can get one with Captain America. You got the Secret Wars.
It says first time on it even.
First time on a box, right? Yeah, first time on a comic box. And you got Harley Quinn. She's cool. We got Harley Quinn comics here. We gotta have Harley Quinn comics.
Oh, that Amanda Conner run is perfect.
It is good.
I love how it went on so long. Do you know about Amanda Conner's run?
I don't actually. I don't.
Yeah.
It's gotta be good though.
Yeah, I mean, it was written by a woman about her becoming an adult person who broke up with Joker like decade ago, and everyone just still assumes that run never happened, kind of because, I don't know, because like Amanda Conner wrote it, you know? But I feel like it's really underrated, actually. She runs for mayor of Gotham, and the Penguin helps her win.
Oh, so
like, doesn't that sound like an interesting story?
But it almost sounds like the Penguin, like the villains are doing something good, right? It's all for good, right?
Yeah,
becoming
I
mayor?
think so at first.
No.
But even to a businessman, honesty is a calculated transaction.
Of course.
That's a quote from Baudelaire. Yeah. Even to, yeah.
Wow.
If there's one thing I do, it's I know how to quote things in other languages that have been translated to English.
Like what? Like what's a good inspiration?
I was talking about Borges earlier.
But what about okay? So anything from artists, like famous artists that you can quote? There's got to be one. But one. Come on, we're talking comics.
On the spot.
I got one. Comics will break your heart.
That's
Comics will break your heart.
Yeah, Jack the King Kirby.
Yeah.
He's I'm sure we have some comics here by that guy. He's the best. They don't call him king for nothing.
And
I was just trying to say I was a pretentious dude who liked foreign stuff when I was young, and that's what my memory catches.
well,
I wasn't trying to brag.
No, you're good.
I was more admitting a fault.
Well, Peter just got a Jack Kirby print. So.
It's not at this store though. Do you know the only time he inked himself? Can you think of any time Kirby's inked himself in your mind's eye? Close it. Has Jack Kirby ever inked himself that you can think of?
It wouldn't have been Marvel. Wouldn't have been Marvel, right? Or it is Marvel. Because I was gonna say it's either DC. I was thinking DC.
It wasn't for a comic page.
Not for a comic page. Wait, I'm trying to think.
It was for a 1978 portfolio that the National Cartoonist Honor Society commissioned.
Yes, and a lot of artists were
Will
spotlighted.
Eisner, Harvey Kurtzman,
and what's
Jack Davis,
and Wally Wood. Do
he
you
had
have
one?
You know, funny. I actually have a print by Wally Wood that was through that.
Did you buy it from Gigi's?
Yes.
The thing I'm talking about, I bought it from Gigi's too.
You got the one on the wall, right? You got the one
that is the
I know
only instance
exactly.
he's inked himself.
Really?
That
Okay.
Kirby thing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a print from 1979.
I'm jealous.
That was part of that.
Jealous.
It's actually so cool too because for a brief time at the second San Diego Comic-Con, he had that at his table, and that's like what he was selling, like as a dude at a table selling his own prints and his creation. But he's also Jack Kirby, co-creator of Captain America. Architect.
Oh my God! So much like the things that this man has made. But you got that print. I'm jealous of you. I wanted it. I wanted that one. But I got the Wally Wood. Because that guy, he's like my favorite.
You didn't
artist.
get the Will Eisner one because I just copped that one though.
But you didn't get the Kurtzman, did you?
I still haven't gotten the Kurtzman, but I might.
Hey,
how late are you here until?
I gotta get back.
I need buy stuff here.
We should mention our friends CG. That's
yeah,
where
this
you
is all
got.
from Gigi's Emporium.
Yeah.
And they are located off Blanco Road, also San Antonio.
And they
Not
have a
too
lot
far
of
away.
collectibles like figures.
Yeah,
and they have
it's
like
a great store.
old
Excellent.
trading card packs. Like I bought a bunch of Youngblood and Shadowhawk trading cards for my drawing crew people one day.
Very cool.
And that's what they have there. I love what they have there. You can buy like 90s Spawn figures, you know.
Yeah, they got comic books. They have what else do they have? They actually got a collection from Jack Davis. They have issues of Mad Magazine that were owned by Jack Davis.
Yeah, and the prints were owned by him that we purchased.
Those were all, that was his personal collection. So we actually owned something that was touched by Jack Davis.
It's so funny you bring that up. Because I passed on buying those from the same person that sold them to Gigi's and regretted it. But then when I saw them on the wall, I was like, I remember 475 from the guy that did it, the number.
That was fake.
And
You were supposed to have that print.
I was
That
actually,
fake.
I was able to buy 2 Jack Davis original things that gentleman, Eric was his name, had for sale. I couldn't buy the cartoonist.
Jealous of you, man. That's
Honor
cool. That's some cool stuff. Yeah, because they showed me the portfolio they got, and it was like original pages from like Mad. I'm like,
Yeah. I couldn't buy any of those.
No, I don't.
I
think
just
we had
got
a
2
price.
small sketches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they had a price on it, but oh, it was so beautiful looking at this original.
And Jack
art.
Davis is really underrated too. He was a studio hand that helped create like the Mad Magazine, like Funny Man, Alfred E. Newman realistic style that like Drew Friedman works from, you know.
And he did like posters. I think he did. It's a Mad World. I think that's him. I'm pretty sure that's him. like that style that not so much caricature, but very kind of
It's like beyond caricature.
It's kind of like how Mort Drucker, he would do like these really good cartoony likenesses of celebrities. Jack Davis was also one of those expert cartoonists who was doing this kind of stuff back in the day. Like some of the best stuff that came out of EC and Mad were done by Jack Davis. I actually have at my work table at home, I have an issue #1 of Creepy with that famous cover with the monsters all around Uncle Creepy on the cover.
Ooh,
and I look
nice.
at that every single day like, I'm going to create something good like that one day. Probably not, but I still look at it. I'm like, I got an issue 1. It's nice owning an issue 1 of something. What's do you have any issue 1s in your collection?
Oh, tons. I have a
Like
Yak
this?
Yak #1. That was
No
Jack Davis's Del Goldkey published things that were repurposed Mad strips.
Oh, dude, no way.
Because him and Will Eisner were both so smart, they decided, I'm going to produce material for Mad Magazine or Cracked or other things, but I'm going to retain my rights to republish it later. So both Jack Davis and Will Eisner were very into repurposing illustrations they previously just sold the one-time license for that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you ever seen any of Will Eisner's like 1970s paperback books that are pre-contract with God?
I've seen them before. I don't think I've ever like flipped through them, but I have seen them at cons. And
Yeah, the
shows.
one that really comes to mind is Will Eisner's Guide to Dating and Having Fun. And it's so funny. And it's just 1.5 years before Contract with the God came out.
That sounds like something I would have needed as a teenager, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah. But it's like an MMPB that just shows you bad examples of romances, but it presents them as positive things.
Oh,
And
that's brilliant.
there's a great sense of irony to it, too. And he literally reuses old illustrations. So I know on his end, he may have gained this like extra perception of how to tell a story because he drew it first and then had a different view on it later. And I don't think we would have even gotten the graphic novels without Jack Davis and Will Eisner's insistence on.
Oh, especially Eisner, especially him.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think comics would have progressed to where they are now, like without him. I would say it's weird. It's like a toss up between Eisner. I also kind of want to say, to a degree, Kirby, because Kirby was working on...
Can we stay on the topic of Eisner in the 70s, though?
Yeah.
Do you know who colored the first Spirit stories?
Oh my god.
Richard Corbin.
No way, really?
He's credited as Kid Corbin, and he was 19 or 20 in like 69 or 70, and he literally met Eisner in Europe, and they had a friendship and bonded. And most people don't realize this, but 70s Eisner is influenced by Corbin.
No kidding, really?
Yes.
Richard Corbin.
Yeah,
And
because they
he's-
worked really, really tightly for about 3 to 4 years at Warren, and that's why Spirit magazine came out through Warren magazine.
No way.
Yeah, it was because Richard Corbin was so well liked as an up-and-comer there. And literally, at that time, Will
I'm learning
Eisner
stuff
had
today.
Will
Wow.
Eisner had a military contract where he illustrated a preventative maintenance magazine. And literally, lives depended on what he drew. It was like, how do you make sure your gun doesn't just charge randomly? How do you make sure that tank is gonna, progress fine? And he literally had this task every week or month of coming up with, how am I gonna save these soldiers' lives? Like, what's important to focus on that the generals are telling you to make things about? And it was government property. So you couldn't sell these when you came back. I've since come into possession of about 3 or 5 of them, but there were weekly and about 800 of them that Will Eisner and Murphy Anderson produced between 1954 because he hated the Comics Code through about 1968, 1970 when he started reapplying washes and tones to Spirit original artwork to make them work in black and white instead of the golden edge color.
Wow.
I'm actually kind of a Will
That's
Eisner
really
historian.
You need to write a book.
I
Write the book
actually
right now.
started, and
That's
then my
cool.
computer got destroyed. I'm not even shitting you. I probably wrote 40 pages
That hurts my soul.
of stuff like this.
Dude,
With
that is so
sources,
cool.
kind of.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That is, I didn't even know about that. Because Richard Corbin, he had a series called Twisted Tales that he worked on. That was through
Pacific Comics, I think.
Pacific Comics.
Yeah.
And those stories are very much like, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, those old EC stories. They're excellent. I love them.
Yeah, Pacific Comics
I
is one
love them.
publisher. I actually have a weird desire to own one of everything they published. Because they're just such a good
And
publisher.
you know what? They're not that expensive, those back issues. Like, I think I picked up my issue 1 of Twisted for like $8 shipped on eBay.
Oh, wow.
I mean, granted, this was back before eBay had all these crazy fees. An $8 book today would probably cost you $20. But yeah, they're great books. They're an excellent read. I wonder if they made a trade paperback of any of them. Probably did.
There's issues because there was a flood and a lot of the rights or the negatives were actually destroyed.
No kidding, really.
And here's the other thing. Eclipse Comics assumed control of the ones that weren't destroyed. Todd McFarlane bought Eclipse Comics, which most people don't know.
He did.
He did. That's why Miracle
So
Man
is he
had
sitting?
issues.
So is he sitting on like a stockpile of all these like comics?
He apparently, like, an example is Sunrunners by Pat Broderick. Like, it's likely that Todd McFarlane actually has all the CMYK sheet negatives for all 11 issues of Sunrunners. Because he literally bought everything there.
Do something with it.
There's
Come
a
on.
rumor that he did it, and I don't know if this rumor is true. If anyone on here knows, it's totally a rumor I heard. I want to just state that.
Do your homework. Come on.
That
Look this
there's a Spawn fan art submission published by Eclipse Comics, and if he didn't do that, someone else who ever bought Eclipse could say they own Spawn. And he never did anything with the whole company except hire their assistant Bo Smith, who wrote Boof and the Bruise Crew and was TMP's second-hand man for a while.
So you're saying there is a very, very small possibility that Spawn is not McFarlane. Is that what you just said?
No, it is McFarlane.
It is McFarlane.
He submitted it in a fan submission contest to Eclipse, and because of the rules of how that would have worked, Eclipse would have owned rights to first publication of the character's name and image.
Okay.
So it was still Todd. I'm not saying Todd didn't do Spawn.
Okay.
I'm saying Eclipse may have had a weird legal right if he didn't purchase the company. And that's just a rumor people have for why he spent so much money on it so quickly.
On Eclipse.
Because
so
it
he
seemed
can
like a
own the
weird purchase
full-
at the time. Although, I mean, he spent a lot of money on baseballs, too.
Yeah, he bought like what did he buy? He bought like a Jerry Maguire for like $3 million or something like that.
It was famous that he did that. And he said it was instrumental in getting the action
the
figures
toys of the because nobody was taking him seriously. Like,
as doing non-comic toys.
Was it the who?
Yeah.
Which it was baseball, right? It was.
That was his first love.
That was his first love. Yeah, but then he nobody was taking him seriously when he
You
wanted
know,
to make the
I
toys.
want to invite you back for another video session because I literally bought
yeah.
I bought a box off of an old landlord that claimed, and I believe it was true, that it was from Rob and Todd's shared apartment. And it had so many freaking dirty baseball cards in it.
Oh yeah, if you want to check it out? Yeah, we can go through those. I'll bring some gloves.
got-
If you have them, we can totally like go through them.
Well, anyways, we'll work on that later maybe, but yeah, I want
There
to
might be another
unbox the
video
Rob and
soon.
Todd.
Nasser just joined.
Oh, Nasser, what up? Casa in this place?
Yeah, and he's having his our casa in October. They're back in full force at the Marriott.
It's going to be at a hotel instead of Wonderland Mall. I'm actually super excited that we're going to a hotel. I mean, I love the mall, but it's just like, it feels like, you know, it's more
Yeah, and
building
it's
up.
Casa's done really good with the comics community in San Antonio.
Might have to shoot you an email later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to one of those. I think it was last year or the year before. My
I saw you.
memory
I
is
saw you
gone.
one of them. I went to both
It was
of them.
last year, I
Yeah.
think. It would have been last year. Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
It's
You-
all about comics. He doesn't want toy vendors there.
No, all comic
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, for
it was a
real.
lot of independents. It was a lot of people just selling back issues. It was what Comic Cons used to be.
Yeah.
Who would have thought at one point comic book conventions used to be about...
Well, when
that kind of
Kirby
stuff,
was
but
there
comic
with
books.
his Captain America print
Yeah.
stack, that's what it was about.
Crazy. Going back to Kirby, I was hearing stories from like, a lot of, up and coming artists at the time who met Kirby. He was selling pages for like $20 a piece.
Yeah, he felt that they weren't worth anything. It's
And
sad.
he was giving away original pages that would later go for like probably tens of thousands, if not more. Because every few months, Heritage does like these auctions, like, hey, here's the cover to Tales of Suspense number 98 or whatever, and it's like that was probably bought for like $20 at a con, and stashed away in a closet for who knows how long, 30, 40 years or whatever, and now it's selling for six figures, probably.
But at
if not
least he
more.
got that Phantom Force money. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, he did.
Yeah,
He
Image
did.
Comics took a plot and ideas from Kirby, and it was the biggest paycheck he got was Phantom Force
Yep.
number 1, 1992, 1993, 1994, maybe.
Yeah, because he wasn't really
Yeah.
he wasn't really treated well. He wasn't he was signing bad contracts or just no contracts at all, and just
Well, so he had a great businessman partner in Joe Simon in the 40s and 50s, and he just kind of trusted
Timely,
Stan.
Timely Comics. That was during that era, right?
So Simon Kirby Studios put work out to every publisher. And they had contracts with Timely, and Timely was owned by Martin Goodman and operated by Martin Goodman at that time. So they trusted Goodman, but then his nephew, Stan Lee, just had different ideas with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hearsay, and there's a lot of, like, emotion attached to the Stanley Kirby debate, so I don't want to open that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. It's just not interesting at this point.
I
for me to
think
talk
I think
about,
both
but-
Stan and Jack did very good things.
Yeah, cool.
And
They both did.
that's-
They had their own effects, and they had their effects together, and
Yeah.
comics wouldn't be the same.
Exactly. I mean, come on, it's Lee and Kirby. Come on, they created Marvel. So and we are
But
very
anyway,
grateful.
Simon was such a good contract negotiator that Kirby just trusted everything Stan Lee said without verifying the same way Joe would have helped.
It was a different business model. It was like a different.
Yeah, because you worked for a company instead of a studio that sold to the company. You worked like directly for the company. And they were like, we're cutting out the middleman. We'll be able to pay you more. But actually, it's like, we're going to provide less. Kind of. Because you don't have the studio support.
Yeah, but it was also called the Marvel method, where you would, as a writer, give an idea, like the most basic story idea, to the artist. The artist filled in the blanks, but they didn't get paid a writer's wage.
Well, and you know about Wally Wood. And
Daredevil.
And anyways, let's not get into this.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
Let's not get further.
But yeah,
We got some people from England. England.
Oh,
as in-
England, what up?
Oh,
yeah.
International. This little table.
So
Yeah,
we got-
Island.
We
Yeah.
got Turkey.
And
we got
England.
Turkey and England.
Yeah.
And San Antonio.
And San
Yeah.
We got our whole ultimate universe here. Africa, Asia, and America.
That is hilarious. Funny, actually, fun fact. You said Alternate Universe. That's actually the name of a comic book store I used to go to when I lived in Connecticut.
Someone was telling me about the store earlier, I think.
Really? No
I
kidding.
really think so.
It wasn't me. It was somebody else. There's another.
Maybe it was you.
Well, it may have been me. But yeah, I used to go there because, just like Gotham, 2 locations. There's one in New Haven, Connecticut, and one in Milford. I used to go to the one in Milford a lot because it was closer. True story. I bought a Hulk 181.
Yeah.
You know what that book is for $90.
The third appearance of Wolverine.
No kidding. No, the second appearance.
It's the first.
Exactly. $90.
It's what's up from the UK. He's like, whoop whoop.
Yeah.
UK, that's not too far from here. Just hop a plane real quick. We'll be here.
Boss him off the whole way over.
Oh, man.
So we have Jason Muniz. I'm butchering your last name. I apologize.
You can say Muniz. Yeah,
Muniz, and he has a comic book, and
Yep, this collects the black and white stories that I did for my webcomic series, Squeak. Slice of life comedy series about best friends that get on each other's nerves. Rated 17 plus, so don't give this to your kids telling them it's a coloring book. Oh, did I mention? It's all black and white. Now it's in full color, the stories that I do now. So if you have a set of crayons at home, you can actually buy your own copy and, color it in yourself. You can, I don't know if crayons
Like
would work.
Hot Chip says, you can remix anything you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the paper's a little glossy, so you might want to use markers or highlighters. Actually, highlighters would look really, really cool on this. And
Do you want to do that while we're here? Do you want to show people how cool it looks if you do that? I have art supplies. I mean,
oh my
you
god!
mentioned it
Well,
twice.
actually,
I'd
rather
do it right now.
You know what? Bring it. Why not?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
bring them. We'll see what it'll look like.
Okay.
so this is
I only have a cyan and lime green.
Okay, let's see what we got.
magenta.
Let's see what we got. We got cyan and lime green. Okay, guys, here we go.
And then you can laser pointer it too.
What? You got a laser pointer? No way.
That's
guys,
for the cats.
That's for the kitties, right?
Yeah. They just come from the ceiling like
Right.
down.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so as I'm sure you all know, today is 420, so we're going to go ahead and pretend that's a joint, and we're going to go ahead and fill in this smoke cloud right here. Let's see. Not that I condone smoking.
See,
Don't
you
do that
could
shit.
do this if you only pay him money.
Exactly. See, look how well this is working, guys. You can color this in at home yourself. Look at that.
Good
look how
technique,
well.
same direction.
Exactly.
And so old school color guide, you could go into the black.
You could.
that.
Will copies be available at Evans?
I will bring Squeak Island. It might be Monday or Tuesday.
What'd you call it? Squeak Island? I wish there was an island for this. Oh my god.
Oh, that's
I
so
wish.
funny.
I wish. Oh my god. Could you imagine me with my own island that I just make my own comics?
Well, dude, how do we know they're not on an island right now?
How do you know they are?
I mean, it's like in Battle Angel Alita, how suddenly you're like, oh, everyone's a vampire.
No, exactly.
You weren't told they weren't vampires.
And it doesn't make sense, but we just accept it.
Well,
funny thing about Battle Angel, like there's I think it's like the first
I love that
volume.
movie.
There
That movie's
is.
good.
Oh, the comics are
what's
fun
it?
too.
Yeah. Sorry.
Battle Angel Alita. It's cyberpunk. I think it's one of the first cyberpunk manga that came out in the 80s. But it's really cool because there's a panel.
Was that Anarchic Press?
That was
Oh, it was Viz. It was
Viz.
Japanese.
Okay.
But it was
It was a
produced in
Japanese-
Japan
But they did something
style.
similar.
But
By
Viz-
Kira Asimea?
Viz, I think, did the translation in the American reprint. But what's cool about it is that there's a panel where it's like they're going through some robot. Oh my god, it's been a minute. But there's a bunch of robots in the foreground, and it's like Robbie the robot is there. I think who else is there?
Fugitoid?
Fugitoid. I think Fugitoid is there.
He drinks beer before Bender does.
He does.
He's
does
a
he?
robot that drinks beer before Bender.
Where's that crossover?
TMNT. He's Fugitoid is a TMNT.
Yeah.
character.
From
you know,
Eastman and Laird. Oh man, those guys. I mean, shoot, we got it. Come on, man, we got to make comics one day. Maybe we'll see. But
well, I'm serious about making that 7-page story.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to talk about that. What are we talking about? I don't know. We'll have to see it in the future.
The zine, that's a transcript of this movie, at least.
Maybe.
So when the reply, Kondosha, maybe the publisher, Kondosha. I'm probably butchering.
Kodansha.
I'm sorry,
exactly.
butchering that.
Kodansha.
Thank you.
Kodansha.
MLAPT.
I might be wrong. But yeah, Battle Angel. It's a lot of fun. I think like Eddie from Iron Maiden. He's in one of the comics as like just a character in the background or something.
Really?
Like, that's interesting. How artists, we like to wear inspirations on our sleeves sometimes. But and again, we have some really, really cool stuff over here on Peter's table.
Oh, you'll never guess who's the artist that inspires me. Yeah. I don't even know if I could say who it is.
Come on, you already piqued everybody's interest.
Michael DeForge.
Oh.
If I was going to pick one artist that made me want to make comics, it's Michael DeForge. But I'm a writer and a letterer and a colorist. And I wanted to make this like, it's like about the different stages humanity views heroism as. And so the M is like through a lot of eras. And I'm not going to say this is like a Michael DeForge thing. He's just the artist that made me really want to.
And this is your comic that you're...
Yeah, this is my comic that I colored, lettered, and drew, and I didn't draw most of it, but I drew this page. But I kind of like doing jam comics, like coloring on top of someone else's drawings. Look, he's under the ground. Do you dig?
You mentioned jam projects and jam comics. I think you have something should be getting released soon, right? That's a jam project with somebody, right?
Well, so I have two things in the oven. I have Suspense Stories #2.
Is it something you can talk about? I mean, we don't want to give out, we don't want to spoil surprises now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on a newspaper strip collection. It's like a 12-page newspaper that has, I think, 35 artists contributing. And it costs a lot of money to get it out, and it costs a lot of time to do the fulfilling. It's all done. I just have had a crazy up and down life. I haven't been able to push that newspaper out.
This one's kind of the Ghost Agents that you did?
Yeah. This is Rocco Jerome's idea. Eli Schwab helps publish it and edit it. And it has a ton of artists. I actually got my first gig coloring a story here that made me feel like I was real, although I'm not going to show you that part necessarily. But yeah, it's kind of about different spy short fictions.
And it's printed on newspaper?
Yes, newsprint. It smells great. Smell it, camera. But yeah, no, and it's a beautiful book, Ghost Agents Apocalypto. They did a crossover with Fritz Lang's Metropolis, too.
And it's available at both...
CosmicLionProductions.com is where you can find all of them. And I just have a couple copies. Oh, this is mine. This is my coloring thing.
Oh, I gotta see.
Check out my fire.
Oh my god, look at that.
I was all into dot matrix things, but I realized I needed to actually make them smaller, kind of.
But look at that. It looks like newsprint. Like, look at that. Look at that.
It was printed on newsprint. And yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's actual real newsprint. This ain't some fake nonsense. That's
cool.
Oh,
dude, check that out. I love newsprint.
Newsprint. Here at Gotham Newsstand, we love newsprint. We love comics. Look at this. Look at the colors on that.
Yeah, the colors hit the page differently. It feels different. It smells different.
You know, 50, 60 years ago, you wouldn't be allowed to print purple because purple was a very impossible color to print.
Yeah.
Like, I think Robert Crumb did a comic when he was 19 where he couldn't publish it for a long time because he couldn't do purple.
Snoid.
Yep, that one,
Snoid.
and then the Yum Yum book.
Matt Kaplan.
Could not do it.
Matt Kaplan.
You went to the wrong store this Saturday.
Come on by, come to the right store. Let me get out there.
Yeah.
I actually like this though as a video interview. I mean, no one has walked in to buy it, but I feel like this moment will be remembered.
Maybe if we autograph some stuff.
Yes, it's up.
Come on, autograph some stuff.
That's what they're waiting for. That is what they're waiting for.
We gotta autograph some things here. Come on.
Okay. Do they have to be things I did?
Yeah, why not? No, I want you to pick up the SpongeBob.
He hit up
Silly
Evans
Stories.
today. So, cool. We're here at Broadway. Haven't seen you in a
I
bit.
didn't go to Staple, Matt. I hope you did. Or if you didn't, I hope someone missed that
Nasser
one.
went. Nasser, he
Oh,
said it was
yeah.
amazing. He said he got to meet a lot of really cool people there. He said it was
So
pretty
jealous.
awesome.
I wanted to go so bad, but I found out about it too late. You know, my day job, they're strict when it comes to days off. I'm even surprised I got this.
He said it looks like I should go to Broadway.
Please, come on down.
Yeah, man,
You might
come
be
on
able
down.
to be in a video.
And Staples is the Austin independent
Media,
comic.
I see.
Yeah, so that's a first time back in 4 years, I believe. So and that's what said it was a really good
First
turnout.
time back in
Yeah.
And now this is another event that celebrates comics for comics. You're not going to be seeing Funko Pops or...
And the coolest thing is they get an artist to do a staple monster for each image or logo or flyer.
Oh.
So like there's an Eric Powell staple dinosaur. I remember
I
there's
gotta see that.
There's a Guy Davis like staple mobster, like in a pinstripe suit with a Tommy gun.
Does the Eric Powell have the little goon hat?
I mean,
Does it
the
have
staple
that?
monster might or might not.
Might have a little hat? Okay, I gotta see this. That is so
Yeah,
cool.
Stan Sakai was a guest of honor who did a staple.
Miyazaki.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Yusagi Yojimbo. That's so awesome.
Yeah, Staples a really good con. I know the guy who runs it. His name's Uncle Chris, and I know he really likes cats.
So he should be. So he should also be here right now because there's cats here somewhere. They're hiding now, but there's usually cats here.
They're in a meeting right now.
They're in a meeting.
Yeah.
They're reviewing all the files in my tax return.
Yes, they're.
Because they're the ones that pay rent. They actually make sure we're all paid, and we just show up to act like there's a comic store, so they have people to pet them.
Yeah,
They were the
Oswald.
ones who actually emailed me, I think.
Yeah.
You had to send me the email. Like, hey, Jason, you want to show up? Meow. And I'm like,
That's why I
yeah,
had the
sure.
confusion about the location.
Well, of course the
'cause
cats-
the
of
cats
course-
were setting it up.
The cats wanted me to show up because they do a comic about rodents.
Yes.
That's why they showed
Yeah.
up.
Tasty treat.
Exactly, little treats right there.
So the name of your comic, I always butcher it too.
It is called Squeak.
Squeak.
That is SKWEAQ because I don't like spelling things correctly.
And it's not on
look,
an
it's
island.
backwards. It's not on an island. So, okay, that raises an interesting question. You know, I'm surprised like Liefeld and McFarlane and them, they never tried buying an island just for comic artists. You know, they bought everything else.
Maybe they did and we don't know. I mean, what happened to Chap Yape? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I feel like I have to look that one up later. But no,
He just passed away young under mysterious circumstances.
Oh, okay. So it's like Jimmy Hoffa, right? Or we're not gonna talk about
I
that.
honestly, I don't want to bring it up. I can't remember.
No. But and then I have this laser pointer here that is supposed to be for our cats, but it also makes a really fun little distraction. Look at that. Oh, and over here we have some prints. We have buttons. Also, my name is Jason, so I brought some totally not Jason, gotta avoid copyright strike buttons there. And then I got some stickers. Stickers, they look good on water bottles. They look good on skateboards. If you have a guitar, put it on a guitar case. Put it on the guitar, why not? They'll go good on anything.
Can I tell you a secret about my comic?
Oh, secret.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You don't know this. There's actually a secret Golden Age version. That I printed. Handle it.
You handled this in the Golden Age, so you have a time machine.
Yeah, and this comic is a Copper Age reprint of a Golden Age comic.
Bro, you want to go see Mozart in concert later? Okay, what do we got here? So, we got to do a side-by-side. Come on.
Oh, I'd love to talk about them side by side. Yeah.
Look at that.
So if you'll notice, the colors were the same, but when I sent them to the printer, but because they're put on the pages differently, they come out looking a lot different.
Yeah, look at the purples right there. See that? It's a little more bold right here than over here. It's a little more... But look at that. You can see like a little... I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it looks like a marker sort of. But over here...
So there's a random unerased dot matrix pattern I had because I was trying to act like it was an actual person scrubbing this.
Yeah, you were trying to make it look...
Every page. And you'll notice there's weird dot patterns. And it's a part of the story if you want to open the first page.
Absolutely.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to do it because we're on video. We got to do it like this.
Look. I actually added an extra page so there's a different page turn.
Look
storytelling aspect.
So there's a reason to get a second copy.
And if you'll notice, this one's on that pure white, but then the tooth of the newsprint page is a little gray. So that's like the dust of the UFO crashing. But so you get there, and then look, you even got that going on. Like there's an extra page.
Oh, look at that. That is just... Look at the shadow right there, man. That is so cool.
That's Ben Perkins drawing this story, and Ben Perkins is one of my favorite artists. I wish I could pay him more money to keep doing stories. But you guys have to buy some copies of these so I can get him to do more.
Another reason to come
And
to
then
the
check
shop.
it
Come
out!
on.
Yeah! There's a little bit of extra lettering on this page in the Golden Age
look
version.
at
You'll notice
that.
there's even captions there because they were lost over time!
I might have to pick up both copies. But yeah, come by to the shop. Where are we located again?
1010 Broadway.
1010-9
Thanks
Broadway.
for coming in, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the store. How are we doing?
Hello.
Are you looking for me?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yay! Come on down, 1010-9 Broadway.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're
It
good.
was a
You're
short
good. Come on
video.
down.
We're
We're
done
good.
with the short video. Yeah.
The short video.